Hyvä. Tervetuloa Sunshine ja Bingo-fanit ykkösdivisionan finaaliin. I hope I didn't botch this too hard, but this was supposed to be Finnish.
Supposed to be. I'm glad you clarified. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of the Sunshine Bingo League Finals, Division 1, Rimato versus Samu. We're here.
Samu chose draft after his loss against Rimato in Invasion, so that will be exciting because draft is usually not an easy format as well. It's rather new as a format in its current iteration because we wanted like a fourth alternative first of all, so we had to craft something together, and this draft lockout format is the result of this. It came from some abomination of a format before, which was very wacky, very weird, and didn't end up being too good. But now we have an improved version of this, which is you might want to explain how draft works.
Of course. So in draft, regular lockout rules apply except for one small wrinkle. At the beginning of the match, in snake fashion, players will draft goals on the board. Those goals are then protected for 30 minutes. So nobody else other than the person who drafted them can click them. After 30 minutes, anybody can click those goals. There's a small additional wrinkle. If you draft a goal, you cannot delay it, but we'll cover that when that actually happens. And so right now what we're seeing is the draft come in. Samura1man won the coin toss, so he is drafting first in navy blue. Rimato is drafting in yellow. Bianco 4 Floodless was the first click. Rimato countering back with 5 bluebirds, 11 Delfino blues. Samu with 3 red coins, 7 Pinna Beach blues or 4 Fruit Lady coins. Rimato with Pianta 3 damageless, 5 NPC blues. We're seeing a very blue-heavy draft with what looks like a Bianco focus out of Samu. An eye towards getting to Pinna for 7 Pinna Beach blues. Meanwhile, Rimato is sort of drafting sort of the generic good blue coin goals as well as Pianta 3 damageless.
Yeah.
And
Draft is pretty funky that some cards allows for like a lot of good picks in terms of draft goals. For instance, 11 blue coins in Delfino are very accessible. You generally want the easier, more accessible, more open goals. 5 bluebirds is pretty good in general because you just, the only requirements is you have Enter Gelato basically and Pinna, which is very easily done in 30 minutes. Of course it's not just Enter Gelato and Enter Pinna, but it's generally pretty easy to get in within 30 minutes. Very easy to do. 11 blue coins in Delfino Plaza also has the same principle, that it's pretty easy to do. For instance, 5 NPC blue coins is not even as bad either. It has the same principle as 11 in Delfino, that it's rather open. 9 in Serena is pretty early into the level, for instance. Piant 3 is pretty early into the level in terms of Rimato's draft, so he got a pretty favorable one in already. But Samu got Bianco 4 Floodless, which is generally a good goal, because Bianco is considered to be a slow world, or a slow level rather, but usually offers a lot of value just in terms of general setup. And Bianco 4 Floodless will do the trick as well. 3 red coins is also very open and very easy to do within 30 minutes, especially if you opt to do Bianco 4 Floodless, which is already a red coin shine. 7 beach blue coins from Pinna or 4 Fruit Lady blue coins is also something that you can do within the 30 minutes without too much hassle. So it's also a pretty good pick. But then Samu decided to pick 9 Shines from Delfino, which is kind of a commitment. It's not even too bad of an individual pick. Although something like 4 from Piata means less commitment. It's, I think, a better alternative. Kind of disincentivizes Rimato to actually commit to Piata 3 damage list that early on. And kind of breaks the synergy with 4 from Pianta. 5 shines from Gelato or 12 Noki blue coins. We haven't really talked about ore goals that much, but within the 30 minutes, only 5 from Gelato is very feasible to do, because usually in Bingo you enter Noki at around 35 minutes at the earliest. Usually 35 to 40 minutes if you really need something there. Sometimes just 50 minutes or something late as well. And 5 from Gelato takes quite a while, especially because Gelato itself doesn't have too much value. There is nothing else in Gelato specifically that is good for it. There is even a goal with 2 hints in one level that explicitly excludes Gelato. And Deep Gelato only has the benefit of Gelato 5 being a Piantissimo shine for the 2 Piantissimo goals. But that goal is generally considered to be the worst goal on most cards, because it's generally also very terrible.
Very late. You have to do a lot of slow shines to get to it. Not
Yeah.
the most fun goal in the world. Yeah, I'm glad you touched on the 5 from Gelato draft, because the last 2 picks out of Samu were 8 Delfinos and 5 from Gelato, or 12 Noki blues, which feels strange. Like, you clearly can't get both of those, and you're not super well set up to get both of those with your 3 red coins draft, your Bianco 4 floodless. But I'm seeing probably 5 shines from Gelato, 12 Noki blues might be trying to mask something, or potentially trying to hide a potential Delfino rush here, because with 3 reds, Bianco 4 floodless, like you can make a play for 12 shines from Delfino, potentially get rush to Pinna, get 7 Pinna Beach Blues, and ride Yoshi in 2 worlds, Pinna Shadow Mario even, maybe. But like, I don't know how strong that ends up being.
Yeah, and Rimato actually DM'd me as a comment on the draft and said, "Oof, that was a massacre." And maybe from the time frame it could have been to regarding my finish, but I think it is mostly relating to the actual draft and how it played out.
We'll have to ask him afterwards, which is what he was referring to. But no, I agree. The draft from Samu started out pretty good, but I think sort of transitioned into something that was a little off kilter, at least in my opinion.
Honestly, even because Samu got first pick, I think picking 1 out of 5 bluebirds and 11 in Delfino would have been better. And Samu and Rimato got both of them. The second pick is usually preferred. It's usually better to get in general, because there are typically like 3 really good goals. And here, in my opinion, there was 11 in Delfino, 11 blue coins in Delfino, 5 bluebirds, and 3 red coin shines. All of them are some of the best goals. And when your second pick, you get 2. When you first pick, you get only 1 of them. So it's kind of tough in that way. And but Samu still got 3 reds, but gave up the 2 better goals in my opinion. And then with the 5 from Gelato and the 8 from Delfino, they might not turn out too well. But one important thing that is very underrated is not only the draft, but how you want to play out the draft. You sometimes, depending on how it's going to be played out, how the card is in general, you might not even want to go for the goals you actually drafted. I've had, like, I think the first game of draft I've played, or in at least in a league setting, I drafted early like open goals and 3 goals in total. That signals that I need some sort of level progression in particular. For instance, 9 like a hidden shine in Serena, I think that was the case, and something something in the middle of Rico and something somewhere else. And instead of going for all the goals I've drafted, I basically ignored two of the drafted goals and went for goals that are not drafted by anyone. And sometimes your draft is good enough that you might actually complete your draft entirely. And I think for Rimato that might be the case with Pianta 3 damages, 4 from Pianta being good together, with 5 NPCs being able to work out with Pianta, with 11 Delfino blue coins being pretty good, with 5 bluebirds being a good goal as well. And Samu will not get all his 5 goals within the 30 minutes. So he will need to drop something, and maybe he will instead go for something else that is not drafted by one of them.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Sunshine Bingo is a very information-heavy bingo, and draft can expose some of that information. So generic goals like 5 NPCs and 5 bluebirds that everyone's going to have access to tend to be more valuable than more specific goals. But we'll see how it works out. We've seen some strange drafts in this format, and sometimes they have worked out. But the runners are out of the cutscenes and are getting underway. One of the wrinkles with draft is oftentimes you'll see players make moves that you would never see in a normal bingo, because you have that draft goal protection of 30 minutes where your opponent cannot possibly click those goals, but you have unfettered access, which means that sometimes goals that you would often see rushed in regular lockout or invasion or row control are done much later than normal, while they set up for other goals on the card. So we'll see if we see some of that there. Rimato moving into Pianta, and Samu making his plays to open up Bianco.
By the way, before we fully jump in here, can I read a quick donation?
Sure.
I got $35 from Zello Ray. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. With the comment, enjoying the Sunshine Bingo. Looking forward to this second match. Thank you very much for your donations. Back to you guys.
I think there's one more that just came in, actually, from Pikastroth for $10 saying, Rimato voice reveal. Rimato voice reveal. Rimato voice reveal. I'm convinced that Rimato must have a soothing voice. Do you know what else is soothing? Lo-fi hip-hop. And that is why I am putting this donation towards that bid for the Music Bingo incentive. Now, the big question is, when do we get to 1.5K? Let's do it, everyone. Well, thank you, Pikastroth, for your $10 donation as well.
God damn it, Lego. You're not even on shift right now.
Too bad. I have access to the tools. I have the commentator power. I have the host power. I am all powerful.
Very true. Also 1.4K hype. Just a side note.
Yeah, we crossed 1.4K. Very exciting.
Yeah.
But back to the match. You know, like we mentioned, they're working towards their individual goals right now. Rimato going into Pianta 2. Samu finishing up unlocking Bianco by going to Underbell. That will get him into Bianco 1, where he can then go fight Petey. So, again, they're just sort of moving in the direction of other goals on the card as well. 4 shines from Pianta probably is the play here from Rimato. Meanwhile, Bianco progress for Bianco 4 Floodless is what Samu is doing, while grabbing some blues.
Yeah, in the meantime, we can talk about a little bit of some other aspects. I think one donation in particular said that they were looking forward to the second game of this finals, and as we mentioned before, this is the finals of an event of the Bingo League, which has been going for 10 weeks at this point, with a ton, and I say a lot of Sunshine matches. I honestly think we've played over 100 matches over the 10 weeks.
Over 120 by my count.
Oh yeah, that's a lot, and there are still some matches to be played. Division 2 finals is also tomorrow at a pretty late time. I don't know if it will intersect with the Bingophone Marathon, but there are still VODs after all that you can watch, and I think the Division 2 match will be hosted on twitch.tv/Sunshine Community. If we are allowed to plug a little bit, but yeah, there's a lot of Sunshine Bingo happening usually, and Sam was struggling a little bit with Bianca too.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough. Windmill wall kicks can be kind of tough sometimes, as Rimato finishes up a momentum spin damageless Pianta 3. And yeah, to that point, the Sunshine Bingo community, it's small, but it's very active. Lots of scrims, lots of matches, regular tournaments. This league is obviously a new format that I think has really worked out. A lot of positive feedback for. So definitely check it out. Regular Sunshine action coming your way on the regular. So don't want to miss it. And you don't want to miss a minute more of this match. Samu finally starting the PD fight. The fourth shine underway here for Rimato. Again, they're both executing on their game plans right now. But obviously Rimato's making moves that arguably set himself up for more, or rather set himself up for goals on the card. Whereas right now, Samu is mostly trying to just work towards this one draft goal of Bianco 4 Floodless.
Yeah. To be fair, Bianco 4 Floodless usually means 3 red coins being very accessible as well. I think Samu can opt to go for the red coin shines that are in Delfino Plaza to also work for 8 from Delfino. Pachinko is one shine that's pretty fast and can get him to pin a bit more quickly. It also is a red coin shine, so that works as well as it being a Delfino shine. Also being very convenient for his drafted goals.
4 from Pianta done. Starts to grab some blue coins in the plaza. Rimato also having that 11 Delfino blue coins. We'll be able to route that in along with some birds, making progress towards 5 blue birds. We'll see if he does any fruit ladies. There is potential if Samu does not respect the 11 Delfinos enough to do some fruit ladies and potentially snipe that away. 5 NPCs is also one of Rimato's drafted goals, so doing all 4, while it is slow, you're still sort of protected for that goal, and it's not the biggest waste of time in the world, but it's a possibility, however slim.
So after Pianta, I don't know what exactly Rimato wants to go for, because sure, he has his drafted goals, but what other stuff is there left for him? He drafted 9 from Serena, which might actually be something he wants to go for, because 18 blue coins in Serena is also on the board, so there is obviously some synergy within that. Alternatively, he might want to go to Pinner pretty early. There is some value for him, although it's also not too great. Thinking about this, there's not much that Rimato will see and be like, okay, this is a clear path, I want to go for this. And it's really open for him, which is kind of scary, but at the same time, it's also pretty nice to have, because having an open card, or like having a lot of options, means that you have a lot of things to go for naturally. But at the same time, when it is open, it's pretty difficult to actually be sure of what to go for. It's difficult to go for the correct thing, and at least I speak from personal experience that playing or having more options open just leads to being unsure about your option actually. Instead of having like some restrictions or some clear paths.
Yeah, restrictions can help breed creativity, and having an open board can be a blessing and a curse sometimes. We'll see which way it works out for both of these runners. Samu clicking away his first goal, one of his drafted goals, is Bianco 4 Floodless. I mentioned that there is a additional wrinkle to drafted goals. They cannot be delayed. So as we saw in the Invasion match, there were situations where Rimato or Samu might delay a goal as to not reveal certain information about what they've been doing or where they were, or to try to gain an advantage when moving towards another objective. With the drafted goals, and only for the goals that you specifically drafted, you cannot delay them. So Samu had no choice but to click away Bianco 4 Floodless, which reveals to Rimato exactly what Samu's been doing these past 15 minutes.
Yep. There's the rule set that you have to click off your drafted goals immediately is more so about, we mentioned information is very important, and when you don't have good intel on your opponent for like in the first 30 minutes, it is if delays were allowed for the drafted goals, we could have situations where someone doesn't click anything for the first 30 minutes, and right before the draft security ticks off, they just click everything off and just reveal all the information at once, which doesn't give like a good idea about where they were, and forcing the players to click off the goals immediately just allows for a bit healthier bingo experience, because knowing where your opponent is a big part about lockout.
Yeah, that's true. You mentioned, obviously, that you cannot delay a goal you already have, but one of the benefits of draft is you can actually delay achieving a particular goal until the time comes out. An example of this is great is like blue totals goals when they're drafted, such as 40 totals. You can delay picking up your 40th blue until close to the end of the lockout period. And if you do that, then obviously you don't have to you can't click the goal until you have it, so you just don't get the goal until the very end. So that's one of the techniques you can use to try to mask some of your progress. But goals like the ones that Rimato drafted, like 5 Bluebirds, 5 NPCs, 11 Delfinos, right? They don't tell you a lot about what Rimato's been doing. In contrast, a goal like Bianco 4 Floodless or 5 from Gelato tells you exactly what Samu's been doing. Samu obviously has to beat Bianco 2, 3, and 4. And Rimato can use that information, along with how long it's been since the start, to have a good idea of what Samu's been doing in that downtime.
Yeah. Samu could have alternatively tried to go for Bianco 4 Floodless, like starting at 28 minutes, so he would get that goal as late as possible with the protection, and possibly get his third red that away as well. It could have worked out pretty nicely for him, just concealing that information. It's mostly also about, it's not just what you show and what not, it's also how like you deal with the information that you get. It doesn't matter that Samu clicked off Bianco 4 Floodless that early if Rimato doesn't capitalize on that particular information. That's usually that's usually like the case for like some matches where a mistake only matters so much. It mostly depends on what your opponent does to capitalize on this.
Yeah, it's a game of information. It's a game of skill. It's what makes Sunshine Bingo so much fun to watch. As we're watching Samu start doing some Delfino rushing. He's gotten 2 red coins at this point. He got Grass Pipe, which is a bit of a slow one, grabbing DeLorean Shine, or rather Chuckster Shine with the DeLorean method, which sounds like something like a musical technique. Oh yes, he's using the DeLorean method.
Have you studied music or like any sort of art?
I a little bit. I used to play the trumpet.
Okay, so
Jazz band.
So there's some merit when you say this. Okay, I just want to make sure.
There's merit when I say a lot of things. Not all things, but some things.
Okay, I'll just take your word for this. I don't have a example on hand. Maybe like your first comment, like Sunshine commentary experience, commentary rather, would be a counter example. But I appreciate you, Lego.
I appreciate you too, Larry, and I appreciate all of you tuning in here to Bingo Coordinator 2020.
Yeah, but I would appreciate them more if they're donating some a little bit of the money, if they can at least.
Yeah,
that makes
their
me
presence
think
here is enough.
Their presence is definitely enough.
Well, I could read one donation.
I
if you let me.
appreciate them. Of course.
Sure.
We got $5 from somebody who I never heard the name of, called Floa258, who might be in this voice chat right now, or maybe not. With the comment, donating for the Rimato voice reveal. According to my calculations, we're currently at something like 215-ish or 20, something like that, out of the 1,000 from Rimato himself. So a little bit less than 800 away. Can we make it? What do you guys think?
Well, it's going to depend on how much longer we have to play this match out, because they're both making moves right now. Rimato going for sand, so is Samu, both in gelato, grabbing some bluebirds along the way, if they can find them.
I appreciate you, Flora. I want to get this out of the way, because you donate it when you can. For Samu, picking up the bluebirds doesn't have like the best value, except for the totals, of course. But just in case Rimato doesn't get them within the 30 minutes, it's always nice to pick them up. Usually when they're going a bit faster, these birds weren't going too well for Samu, so he kind of wasted a little bit of time getting them. But Rimato is very close to 50 totals, so picking up all these blue coins won't end up too well for Samu in hindsight.
Yeah, and you look at the totals, right? Rimato's at 45 or so. Samu's only at like 15, 16. So there's a pretty large gap. 50 totals is looking to be in Rimato's column.
In the meantime, the reason why the Rimato voice reveal is so big right now is some things that are interesting to note is Rimato has actually not revealed his voice, which makes a voice reveal have sense in terms of how it being a reveal. And Rimato has been around in the Sunshine community for a long time, for I think more than 6 years, which is pretty long, and has participated in many bingo, is organizing a lot of events, and also joined into like 2v2 tournaments, and didn't use mic when playing with their partner, so typed out everything as well, which is pretty insane. Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how fast you can type. So the voice reveal is so he didn't even use any voice communication when he could during 2v2's matches, which need a lot of communication. So That's why it's kind of a meme about Rimato not having a voice, Rimato being a robot. So if you want to see, if you want to hear rather, if Rimato is in fact a bot or not, you better get these 800 in.
Rimato, speaking of the man, the myth, the legend, was trying Honey Skip, did not pull it off. Watching the cutscene, a little unfortunate, a little bit of a time loss, but he's sitting pretty comfortable here as we approach the last 5 minutes of draft protection. He's first into Pinna. Samu, on the other hand, is mopping up Delfino shines left and right, sort of is seeding 5 shines from Gelato with this play, which is sort of an obvious seed when you think about it. Gelato's very slow, not a ton of reason to go super deep in Gelato regardless. So that will put first to Pinna as Rimato. We'll be able to get his 5th bird here with the 2 Pinna birds and grab some more blues along the way. This will also get him 50 totals. So he's set up pretty well for himself as we enter the last couple minutes of draft protection.
He's about to get to the 50 totals very soon. Did he get both bluebirds in Gelato? I assume not. Oh, okay. We didn't pay too much attention. If the competitors themselves don't click this off immediately, we usually have to, the commentators have the obligation for that. So that's kind of a mistake on our part. It doesn't matter too much because Samu didn't lose too much information by Rimato revealing that he has 5 bluebirds like 10 seconds later.
And Samu's able to click away 3 red coins, 8 Delfino shines, 2 more of his drafted goals done within the time frame. Does again, we're approaching the end of protection time, so Samu's probably hunting for Delfino blues at this point, having not seen it clicked off by Rimato, with 50 totals also clicked. Maybe a signal that this is contestable for Samu.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have time for yet another donation?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
All right, just real quick, all your donations are going towards the Rimato voice reveal. If that's something you're looking forward to. We got a $20 donation by Chris1827. Shoutouts to both Lego and Lavi for being my favorite commentary pair. I approve on that. You guys are doing a good job. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
I appreciate this as well. Thank you.
And thanks for stopping by. It's nice to have folks watching these two. Like we mentioned, this is a finals 10 weeks in the making, and it's great to have an audience for 2 really great runners.
Yeah. So, I think Sam was actually really wanting these 11 Delfino, and as much as a risk it is for Samu, because 11 Delfino, I think Rimato still has the time to actually get those.
I think he's moving for it right now. He's gonna finish it up. I think maybe in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah. We can already see the dread in the bingo sync room, where Rimato is already changing his color to blue to click off, or to unclick the color or the goal he drafted in his secondary color, just to obtain that goal and sneak that away. Or not necessarily sneak that away, but getting that away. Wait, getting that goal.
Which makes the time investment from Samu a little rough. And that, again, gets back to how you can delay goals in draft, right? Rimato delayed that goal by not going for the 11th Delfino blue until 28 minutes in. So managed to pull that off, right? And then Samu, obviously the totals left on the card, 70 totals. He's pretty behind to that, all things considered. So, blues at this point are providing less and less value other than 12 shines from Delfino, where Samu's probably going to want to hit 40 totals just to be able to trade and clinch that goal away.
Yeah, a little a little thing that we didn't mention about the Delfino shines is that 8 Delfinos requires the physical shines that you can obtain, while the 12, as it is being said in the apprentices, the blue coin shines you get from blue coin trades are allowed towards the 12. So you can't just get like 80 blue coins, trade them all in, and have them count as 8 Delfino shines.
Yeah, good thing to touch on, as that will be important as we think about Samu clicking away 8 Delfino shines that did not involve blue coins, so getting the 40 totals will allow him to click away 12 Delfinos.
Yep.
And thank you, Larvae. The draft goal protection period is now concluded, so that means that anybody can now click any of these goals. And what we're seeing right now is Rimato making a play for 4 Fruit Ladies, with the 4th Fruit Lady, Coconut Lady, being the last one that he needs.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Samu. Will be barely beat out to the 4 Fruit Ladies. 7 Beach Blues is not that much slower, but unfortunately, it is slower than only the Coconut Lady that is being required from Rimato. In addition, I think that is also the 5th NPC. Did Rimato get the Banana Lady yet? Because that's very important.
I actually didn't see if he got the Banana Lady, and I don't think so. So I think he did pineapple and durian, and then he did coconut.
Oh, that is very spicy then, because maybe Samu still has a chance to get the 7.
It's going to depend on his RNG. Now, there is a new tech that was just recently discovered. It doesn't look like Samu's going to be doing it. Pogo discovered that there's a method to get the basket behind that little outcropping. That might have been able to make up the difference here, but the RNG does not look to be in Samu's favor. Samu, unfortunately, will probably not be able to get 7 Pin of Beach Blues, but it's going to come down to, it's going to be close now.
It's very close.
Yeah, that double purple was very advantageous. He's going to have to spray this down and get 1 more basket, or get both of these sprays in the time it takes for Rimato to get the 3 bananas in. 2 bananas in, drops it in, clicks it off. Rimato, my goodness,
no.
That was down to the wire. I think the delay on... Wait, does Samu not know that he had 7 at that point? Samu had 7.
Did he get the basket blue?
He got the back basket.
Oh,
He got back basket. He got back basket, he got far basket. He got the one next to the entrance. He got the one behind the outcropping. He got the 2 other baskets, and he sprayed. That's 7.
Oh, okay. We might have a issue right now, because technically, we don't know who actually had this goal first because of stream delay. So that might be a thing to debate on. Ooh, this is very awkward.
And the other wrinkle is Samu had that as a drafted goal.
Yeah.
So and Samu is not playing with a timer on his stream. So Rimato is, by contrast, so we know at what time he collected that particular shine, or rather he collected the 4th Fruit Lady blue coin. But we don't have an idea if Samu actually had it first.
It's very rough. Do we ask for a little pause just to clean up this inaccuracy, or is...
I think we may have to pause in order to get this done.
Okay. Yeah. We signal both of them have paused. Okay, so I need to dig into the VOD real quick to see if Samu got seven blue coins when he picked that one up.
Yeah. So to remind everybody, you cannot delay drafted goals, and 7 Pin of Beach Blues was a drafted goal for Samu. So if Samu had 7 Pin of Beach Blues, he technically did not have to click it. At that time, he would have had the goal. Meanwhile, Rimato obviously has to click manually the 4 Fruit Ladies goal. So what we're trying to do is verify at what time either competitor obtained their particular goal, and we are going to rectify the situation accordingly. Because Samu, we first have to verify that Samu did get 7 Pin of Beach Blues, but I believe he did based on the baskets that he did. And the second is, when did he get it relative to Rimato?
Yeah, I'm currently checking to see. We might need to ask them for their respective stream delays.
Trix did say that the difference was 0.7 seconds.
Okay, between did both of them start on the stream like at the same time? Also,
Rimato is slightly ahead.
Rimato is ahead, so that means that it was on us to click off the 7 Beach Blues from Samu. So
all right, so you've confirmed that Samu had 7 Beach Blues before Rimato had 4 Fruit Ladies?
Yeah, I will double check one more time quickly. And counting. 3, 4. Yeah, Samu. The second sunshine that Samu wanted to collect would have been his 8th Beach Blue, which means that he had 7 already once he clicked them off. If we go with the stream delays being accurate, and we need to take the word from our restreamer, and then this goal should go to Samu, because, as mentioned, it shouldn't have been delayed. And if the player doesn't click this off, it is the responsibility on us. And since we should have technically clicked this off, Rimato got an advantage on our mistake, which shouldn't be a thing. So we will have to give the goal to Samu, unfortunately.
All right, so we've rectified the error. That's sort of on us. We should have clicked that away, but obviously it was very close, as they are confirming to themselves in chat. Rimato making the comment, it was that close. Well, now it's fun. This is where the fun begins. We don't like having to make decisions like that, but obviously we want to make sure it's fair for both players.
Yeah, the unfair part would be that Rimato gave up the information that he did 4 Fruit Ladies, most likely. And the good thing is, I think Rimato was in a favorable position already. So if it comes down to the wire at the end, then Rimato might not be too happy, but we will see how it actually will be.
So the runners are back underway after that short interlude. 7 Pin of Beach Blues going Samu's way, narrows the score back to 4-6. And they're back doing their respective plays. Rimato ending up in Serena. 9 and 18 might be his thought here, as well as progress to 2 from 7 and 1 from each. He also could make good progress towards 2 hidden shines with this as well, in 1 level, non-gelato.
That is true, although Serena is not the best level to get this in. In the meantime, Sam is finishing out in Pinna. There is Right Yoshi in 2 worlds, which there's a reason why I am sometimes correcting myself when I call something like Bianco a world, and I correct this to it being a level specifically, because there's an important distinction between worlds and levels. For Right Yoshi in 2 worlds at least, because Delfino is considered a world, but it is not considered a level. So Right Yoshi in 2 worlds means Delfino Yoshi is a Yoshi you can ride for that goal. If it were Right Yoshi in 2 levels, it would have meant that you would have needed to ride Yoshi in Pinna, for instance, and then in a world in a level that is important for this, or like, that has Yoshi in it. Pianta in Pianta episode 5, Serena in episode 3, Bianco or Rico in episode 8, and Gelado in episode 6 would have been the candidates, which are all not great options, which means that for balance reasons, Right Yoshi in 2 worlds is including Delfino. Also, during that stream, whenever Rimato had a weird inconvenience, clipped out of bounds, but not into the Serena pipe, which is a first for Rimato, possibly.
It happens. Maybe not to Rimato all the time, but it happens.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, literally. Since Rimato is considered to be the best player, bigger player, and is 1-0 in the lead in the finals of Division 1. So that just helps Rimato's case for being the best.
So Samu, putting that distinction between worlds and levels to work, rode the Yoshi in Pinna, and will now be able to click off to ride Yoshi in 2 worlds once he rides in Plaza. That'll give him easy access to Serena, as is intended, but also gives him access to potentially more Delfino shines, should he want them.
Yep. Can also, yeah, as you mentioned, easier access to Serena, but Rimato has already done episode 1 and 2, which is a good enough lead for him to collect 9 and 18. Maybe 9 will be close if Rimato opts to do episode 3 before 4 and then messes up his Serena whenevers. But he seems to go for the blue coins now, securing them and getting the 18 bit later.
Importantly, this will also get him to 70 totals as well, so he will continue to pull ahead in goal count.
Yeah, Samu is in Manta. It helps for 1 shine from each level, because that requires Serena, obviously. So I think Serena 100s is on the card, so episode 100s could have been a play as well. Although doing this that early on is quite tough.
Yeah, and Samu has sort of publicly said that Serena 100s is definitely not his strongest shine. And that's another one of those interesting things about Sunshine Bingo is when in a lot of other categories, you're going to do the 100 coin shine in the level where it's most advantageous for the larger route. But in Bingo, you sometimes need to be able to do 100 coin shines in levels where it is definitely not advantageous. And a Serena 100s is one of those levels. There are, in fact, 101 yellow coins that exist outside of the hotel in Serena 1. And I think the vast majority of them are located on the ground that you have to spray. So if you can locate all 101 coins, you can get 100 coin shines, but the time is very tight. If you miss 2, you cannot collect the shine. So it's got a reputation for a reason.
Yeah, during the league we've had some interesting Suna 100s, mostly from Division 3, which is the lowest division meant as a division for players to start up, play the first games, play their games to improve, to compete with others that are maybe not fit to play the not veterans necessarily, but the ones scrimming, playing a lot, being good at Sunshine, being good at Bingo, being good at both. But we've seen also some Suna 100s in higher divisions that weren't that pretty as well, and not everyone actually knows them. Samu last week winged them, turned out pretty well, but probably doesn't want to do it in this match at this current time.
Rimato might be making a play here. Is definitely making a play here. 12 shines from Delfino is going to be his. With 70 totals and 5 Delfino shines collected, he can trade in all 70, get 12 from Delfino with blue trades. That is a huge pickup here for Rimato. Samu, dipping out of Serena before collecting more blues, is going to lose out on this goal. He was 11 out of 12 Delfino shines, so he's super close to that goal. Rimato being able to snatch that up is a huge win for him.
So, at this current state, Rimato has 9 goals already, and like last time, at 9 goals, you actually count your win conditions. You count the goals you are ahead for, you count the goals that you that are very even, or you count the goals that you can't get anymore. That's very unlikely, at least. For Rimato, there might be things like 12 blue coins from Noki, which right now are kind of open because they are pretty accessible in episode 1. And honestly, I didn't check how many Samu got, and I just realized that he has that goal drafted. So,
oh boy,
shoot.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. How many blues did Samu enter with? Can we get somebody in chat to double check for us?
Oh no, okay, he's just checking for us. That's good.
He's at 5, so we need 7 more.
Yeah, so he will need to be at 19.
All right, so we will keep an eye out for that. Yeah, and Samu started at the right side. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, although Rimato has like 9 already, doesn't need too many more, which is very scary.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that. Rimato started the right side, which, you know, you don't need to go to in order to get 12.
Yeah.
One more for Rimato here. He's going to get that down.
He doesn't click this off.
Ooh, this delay is...
I'll click this on off.
Okay, there he goes. He was just hoping to move, I think, closer towards Goldbird at that point. Oh, yeah. He got to get far M first.
That is very tough for Sam. It's like 3 seconds apart. And this time we can't. It's not on stream delay. Unfortunately for him.
Yeah, not close enough this time.
Yeah. Very unfortunate for Samu. Hurts him quite a bit. So Rimato has a clear win path to victory right now.
And this is one from each, right?
For whom?
Rimato. Samu needs Pianta, right? For one from each.
Did Rimato do Bianco?
Wait, no. Maybe Rimato didn't even touch Bianco. Yes, that's where he's going right now. So he definitely did not touch Bianco. But he did Rico.
Yeah.
He did Gelato. He did Pinna. He did Serena. He did Pianta.
This is a one from each.
No. Yeah, this is for one from each. He may just do Bianco 1.
26.
Yeah, this will also
Yeah,
get
Bianca 1
26.
is good. Alternatively, Rimato could have been BMing do Bianco 1 episode 100.
That's too cursed.
Get one from make progress towards the 300 coin shines. But we won't see that, unfortunately.
And Samu is going back into Serena. I think he's maybe trying to make a play for 18 Serena Blues at this point. 100 coin from Serena may also be a possibility if he makes further progress, but they both... Rimato has access to 4 at this point, which is one of the best early levels to do Serena hundreds in. And there's the one from each click from Rimato.
Yeah. That's very tough. Rimato can realistically just go for Serena hundreds and finish out the 18 blue coins that way in during the hundreds, and I think that's probably what he's going to do. Alternatively, he will trade in and get to 26 shines, which is also a very unfortunate snipe for Samu, because I think he's at 24.
Samu's at 24, yes.
Yeah, in his 25th goal. So it's pretty rough. If if Rimato got that for Fruit Lady's goal, it would have been over. But Rimato is just instead going for something else. Shine Gate. That's probably just to BM, or I do not know what he's going for.
Yeah, this... And Samu says GG's in the Bingo Sync chat. Samu knows that it's a little rough for him right now. So maybe Romato's trying to get the Shine Gate shine for the fans. Now, if you play this game casually... Sorry, go ahead. No, there you go.
Okay, Rimato has been always talking about, telling me he wants to do Serena whenever in the Invisible Plaza state in a match, and now he's seizing the opportunity to go for this. It's very BM, and Rimato really wants to have good BM, and for once. He manages to get his wish.
So if you don't know, in this game, there's like a replica of all the collision, and he's clipping all the way down into the invisible sewers. There's a replica of all the collision underneath the plaza, and so Rimato is taking advantage of that. Similar to parallel universes, but not quite.
Yeah. In the meantime, Sam was having a rough time with Serena 2. Honestly, it would have been kind of close if Samus Serena 2 was fine. Unfortunately for him, he had some either dropped spins or mistimed spins. And Rimato's oh no! Rimato's actually giving up on this. Oh
yeah,
no.
It's too hard.
Oh, come on, Rimato. At least you have to commit to this if you want to BM. Honestly, if Samu didn't drop all Rimato's still struggling.
Rimato's not having a good time with this Serena whenever.
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of funny.
He's gonna do Serena 400s, which Samu is in 4 now, right?
Rimato DMs me saying my season is ruined. Yep, and Rimato's just finishing out 18 Pianta boosts. Unfortunately, all these Serena winners that happened will not end up hurting him, because I really wish Samura1man went well, because Rimato really deserves losing the goals there.
Yeah, deserves to kind of get punished a little bit for that BM, and not even fully committing to it. Sort of chickening out at the very end.
Yeah, missing Srinova never afterwards. Oh god, honestly,
That was the throw of shame.
Honestly, I'm really happy about that. It actually fills my heart with joy. Like, Rimato has wanted to have the perfect BM all the time, and whatnot, and now he just messes it up and gives up on us. Oh, it's so good. It's actually so good.
Double checking his blue count to be able to enter the casino. We'll be able to click it away. GG in the bingo sync chat after
GG.
collecting that blue.
Yeah, Rimato is now saying Hivesti or something else in Finnish. Unfortunate match for Samu. Just got sniped to the 12 on Noki. It wasn't like committed to Penel when he didn't really need to, and lost progress towards other things. If his Serena 2 went well, this would have been close. It would have been competitive at the end. He was ahead to Pinachel Mario. To be fair, Rimato was ahead to the Pianta Hidden that he could have gone for as well, with only episode 5 and 5 reds to do. But it still is an unfortunate game for Samu, and at least for scheduling wise, the 2-0 helped in that way, catching back up.
Yeah, we got Samu in the waiting room. Hopefully, get him in here to chat real quick. Hello, Samu. GG.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, and apologies for that pause. We were trying to do the math and figure that out and make sure that you had the goal that you did get, because you got the far basket, and so we were doing the math and like, oh, he has 7, but Rimato finished his 4th fruit lady in between you getting your 7th blue and Rimato finishing the last fruit lady.
Rimato saying in chat that he was very tilted after that pass, since it might have changed his decision to commit to Serena. He can't say. Yeah. I apologize for that. We didn't pay too much attention and then realized, oh, this is actually very relevant. So if it wasn't that close, it would have been a bit different, but at least
it was fruit ladies anyway.
Yeah. At least that was fine in that sense. But yeah, Samu, that match was pretty unfortunate, I feel like. So the 12 and Noki in particular was like also very, very close. And it was also one of the drafted goals, so we were a bit afraid, but at least this wasn't this close as well. And
Yeah,
yes,
12 Noki Blues was very close.
With 1 blue going away.
Yeah, like
I couldn't
less
finish,
like 5 seconds once. Oh, sorry,
I couldn't
7.
finish 12 Delphino Shines because I knew I'm gonna lose my drafted goal if I don't focus on that. And I was sniped for like 2-3 times anyway, and I kind of knew the result, what is gonna happen when Rimato drafted his goals. So
looking back on the draft, yeah.
I honestly wasn't even gonna try anymore because I knew that he's gonna take all of his goals, then possibly take one of mine. if I don't focus on mine, because mine is very just horrible. I couldn't draft anything from my road.
Starting from that draft, I think you had the first pick, Samu.
Vlad was...
Yeah. What was like what was the idea behind picking that up first instead of one of like the two best goals, in my opinion, which were like 5 bluebirds and 11 delfinos, since they are like very accessible usually.
I just didn't see other goals that were better.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I feel like Rimato got the 2 strongest goals already at the very beginning, which made this I would say bit skewed. Gave Rimato already the favor at the very beginning, but it's still mostly dependent on how it was played out. You committed pretty hard on the 8 Delfino Shrines early on. I assume that was also partially to get to Noki for like, and also for the 12 from Delfino. What was like? Did you think that it was like particularly important to get the 12 and Noki to get like the shine count goals?
Yeah. I don't know. I just like rather gave up midway when I saw Rimato's drafted goals and he was clicking them already.
Like, and for you, Rimato, at what point did you think, Rimato, that this is an opportunity that I actually like? When do I think I've got this in the bag, and whatnot? Rimato currently typing. In the meantime, I'm trying to think of many things that have that are there. There are like a bunch of unfortunate snipes with Samu being on the tail end of it. 26 could have been Samu's, but he needed to he was a bit too far behind. Needed to prioritize other things as well. 12 from Delfino could have been Samus, I think, just by trading in. But as the same point as before, where there were too many things he needed to cover. I don't know if one from each was very close. I think so, at least.
No.
Yeah, Samu,
Oh.
you still needed to get Pianta,
Pianta.
I think.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Rimato says that he thought he got it in the bag halfway through draft. That's pretty early on. I do want to remind that Rimato called me the cocky player, and Rimato's like, yeah, halfway through draft, I thought I had it in the bag. To be fair, the draft was pretty favored for Rimato, so I can't truly deny this, but there will be now another thing that I will never have you forget, Rimato, and that is your end game BM. I know that I've said this on the commentary, but I know that you talk to me about how much you want to get the Invisible Plaza Serena whenever in a bingo. You had the opportunity to go for this. You tried to go for this. Failed epically. Then gave up on this. Then you even failed Serena whenever afterwards. That was amazing. I honestly was so happy when it happened. In addition, I think, Rimato, you messed up Serena whenever's in ways that you got the clip, but you didn't go into the Serena pipe. Like, I'll never let you forget that one. But yeah, Rimato is saying that the time it really mattered, he didn't get it, but he got it 2 out of 3 times on stream before in previous matches, before the match actually happened, and quote unquote practice. But he got the idea before, when he was waiting for Rasmus to get his stream working for like an hour during the Connect 5 tourney. That happened a year ago. And once he got the opportunity, he didn't get it. Amazing.
It happens. Well, he went out the same way he went in. Serena1 Evering. In the first match of the league, Rimato Serena1 Evered with the pipe open. So to do Serena 100. So from BM to BM, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, as they say.
And I think with this win, it is determined that Rimato is the Division 1 champion, gets first place, has dropped 1 game. So I think won 10 out of 11 games during the league. Very impressive. Congratulations for Rimato. Congratulations to you, Sam, for getting second place, though. That's after the rough start to the round robin. I don't think many expected you to get this result, but you stepped up your game. You ramped up and got that second place in a really good fashion. So congratulations to you as well.
GG's. So maybe since we still get some time in here, some general questions from my side to Rimato about the whole league. So from an organizer perspective, Rimato, how do you feel about the whole league format? How do you feel about I don't know, how did you feel about how we handled it? Yeah. It was certainly quite something for us here at Bingathon to have like the start, to have like to be involved in this. It was something for us, as we did never something like this before. And yeah.
Rimato saying, I think it went great. Wouldn't change much. Yeah, and you touched on this, Floha. This was a collaborative effort between the Sunshine Bingo community and the Bingothon team. There's a ton of folks behind the scenes, tons of folks who commentated matches, and of course, all 28 players. Right, they put in long hours of scrims, of games, of being, of streams, of hanging out in chat, of talking strategy. It really was a collaborative effort, and I feel very fortunate to have not only been welcomed by this community, but also to have been a part of it in some small way. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. Thank you, Rimato, Mike, Papa, for organizing. Thank you, Larvey, for commentating with me, along with Jeff and GB and PK and just too many people that I'm going to forget somebody's name and it's going to be awful. But thank you all, and thank you to the Bingothon team. This really was something special, and I hope we can keep doing it.
Also, thank you for all the competitors for actually participating, for playing. Also, thank you, Rimato and Samu, for playing today. Of course, a league doesn't come to be if there are no competitors and no people who actually care about bingo, who want to play every week, who are up to play every week for 10 weeks. That's actually a lot. So thank you guys for sticking through all of this. It was a good experience also on a commentator/competitor perspective, and I hope that all the viewers actually also enjoyed this.
Well, and if you're still itching for more Sunshine Bingo action, we have promotion and relegation matches coming up later in the month of December. I don't know if we're going to do those right away or if we're going to take a short break between them, give folks a breather before those matches. We'll see who moves up into the higher divisions and who's going to drop down. And of course, more details on a potential season 2 and open signups there. So if you liked what you saw and you want to be part of it, definitely join the Sunshine Community Discord as well as the Bingo Discord. I'm sure someone can get some links into chat for that. And
I
be a part
I
of it.
also want to thank the Sunshine community again for welcoming us. I learned a lot about Super Mario Sunshine in the last 10 weeks. Yeah, it was certainly quite the experience, but I had fun. And honestly, if Rimato asks us again for a second season, I wouldn't say no.
That's good to know. That's good to know. I think there is a best of 3, or there are at least 2 games of a best of 3 being played tomorrow, as mentioned before. As I said also before, I don't know if it will intersect with the Bingo-thon marathon going on. I closed the schedule before preemptively without checking again. I hope it doesn't. If it does, there are still awards that you can check out. Either way, thank you again, Bingo-thon and Bingo-thon people, for collaborating with us, for having this Division 1 final, this hype final, and this overall good series be on Bingo-thon, be restreamed on Speedruns Live. Just a general thank you for all the work that you guys do.
Thank you. Well, we really appreciate if people appreciate our work we put in here.
Yeah. Again, thank you also Rimato and Samu for being up to pre-plan your finals pretty early. Samu, do you have anything you want to say? Anything you want to get out off your chest as well?
Watch out, Rimato. Someday you'll go down.
Perfect.
Okay, honestly though, Rimato deserves the win. I knew I had no chances, but I always want to try my best, and I'm surprised and happy that how far I went without having that many of the expectations. I started my season with 2 losses, then I got 4 wins after that and 1 loss. Got to the second place out of the division somehow with a tiebreaker, and now I was in the finals. Couldn't ask for more, but Rimato stomping me. I guess I have to revenge that one day somehow if I can. But he's a bingo head. I don't think there's that many people who can beat him. Thanks everyone for participating and stuff and watching. Hard to say. Too many things to say.
All right, so I guess we are gonna cut it off in here. GG's again to Rimato and to Samu as well for getting the second place. Rimato obviously for being the undivided champ of Super Mario Sunshine Bingo once again. Yeah. We're gonna be going over to the intermission. We are actually not quite sure yet what we're actually gonna do after that intermission. If we already have DK coming up, or if we have something else coming up in between, you will see whenever we will know.